Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scent Blocker, the advantage of intelligence. Ford and your quality Ford dealers. Browning, the best there is. Cuddy Back, designed in the USA with quarter-second trigger speed. And Tree Spider, the new world of tree stand safety.
This week's show, well, it's pretty mixed up. It's all about bed. Buffalo, elephants, and deer. From Illinois, I'm breaking out my Browning for gun season. You know, this may not seem like a big deal to most folks, but it sure was for me. It was my first time in the deer stands since I had back surgery during the summer. We're also going to be checking in with Larry and our friends Frank and Sherry Gilladucci for some hunting that may be controversial, but are still all about conservation. You know, this past winter, Larry was hunting in New Mexico for Barbary sheep. But while he was there, Larry got offered what I call a once-in-a-lifetime hunt. The good folks at Grande Vista Ranch had told Larry about their dilemma. They had one very old and very ornery buffalo bull that needed to be culled out. Here was Larry's chance to hunt one of the great icons of the American West.
When we first come up here, them buffalo seen us coming from a distance and took off. And they're down there watering right now. You look off down through this valley, and it's just buffalo as far as you can see. I mean, this is makes you think of the way it used to be a couple hundred years ago. But we're looking for a mature bull, and there's several herds of them here right now. So, you know, shoot them with a rifle doable, but we want to archery hunt one, so we've got to hopefully find a bull where he gets in some train, and we use the wind and the lay of the land that we can get in and make a stalk on him. Jesse says there's a whole lot more than this, and there's bulls in here, but we're looking for an older, mature bull that needs to come out just because, you know, it's time to manage them out of the herd, just like anything else. So what do you think we ought to do now?
I think we'll probably head a little bit north over here and try to find another herd of them and see if there's a good mature bull in there that we can get a good stalk on and get some good terrain where we can ease up on them and try to get them. So let's head that way and
right.
Take it from there.
All right. The wind's blowing about 30 miles an hour. They don't even know we're here, and we're waiting for the big bull. As you can see, the wind's in our favor, and I think there's a bull back there in the back. Just none of those bulls were big enough. The bull we're after is over 2,000 pounds. Old, mature guy, it's all beat up. They're gone now. Well, let's go find another bunch.
I think they'll be right over that way somewhere, and we'll try to find that bull, and hopefully he's over there and we can get a shot on him and get up in some brush.
I'll tell you what, this is something different for me. And what magnificent animals. Don't go away, we'll be right back with more Scent Blockers Most Wanted right after this.
Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Matthews Solo Cam, catch us if you can, and Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology.
I've puffed 3 times and the wind's going 3 different directions. It's probably not a prime day. We've got 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. The
temperatures have gone from 75 degrees. By Sunday, it's going to be down to 14 degrees. We're kind of hoping after this rain last night, these deer get up on their feet and move. But it's one of them big hollers that the wind just goes every way. So, you know, we sprayed down real good with TI4. We heat activated our new Trinity. All I'm looking for is a good quality, mature deer. And hopefully in the next 3 days, we can get her done.
Well, we have finally kind of caught up with them. They're out here about a half a mile away, right on the crest of the ridge. And you say there's a kind of some canyony type stuff and more big cactus. We might be able to slip up on them here.
Yeah, the country changes quite a bit over there, and I think if we get over there and get one down in a canyon or something and get it in a little bit of brush, we can probably slip up in there and maybe get a shot on them.
They're almost all over the hill and they're going that way into the wind. So let's get ready. The rise and fall of the American bison is a tale every school kid knows. As Americans pushed further west, the once great herds were decimated and the bison was brought to the brink of extinction. Over the next 200 years, bison populations have grown through the efforts of private landowners and conservation efforts on state and the national level. Wow. Yep. Well, there they are. So I guess I know which one it is. I'm going to try and get down there and get within 50, 40, 30 yards and try and make it happen.
Yeah, it'll be tough with this wind, man. It's all on you now, so let's try to get it done.
All right. Wind blowing so hard, I just didn't feel good with it. I have to try and get closer and get where the wind is not blowing so hard from left to right. Okay. Well, they've seen me and they're staying out ahead, and I can't get within 100 yards of them. This wind's about 40 miles an hour. There's no way I can take an ethical shot with this crosswind blowing this hard. So where they're headed, they're going off into another little place. I'll wait till they go over the hill and try and get in a little more cover, where I can get in, you know, within 30 yards of him maybe.
This segment of Scent Blocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Premier Farm Realty Group. Own a slice of America's heartland. Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. And S4 Gear, meeting the demands of nature and those who tame it.
Well, I'm back at it in the state of Illinois for a second shotgun season. You know, 2 weeks ago when the first gun season come in, I wasn't even actually supposed to be in the woods. Wasn't supposed to be crawling up trees and shooting any guns because I hadn't been released from my back surgeon for my back surgery. But it's all coming together well. I'm feeling good. Been shooting the gun. Man, the gun's just shooting really good. Up to 200 yards, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. But here in the woods, you're lucky to make a 100-yard shot. We've got an old food plot here that's still got some clover growed up in it. What we're hoping is going to get these bucks and all these deer up on their feet trying to feed. And now being December, we've got a second rut. So hopefully wherever the does goes, the bucks will follow. So Scott Schultz is in hunting on the other side of the farm. We've got one of our editors, Patrick Redmond. He's on his first ever doe hunt. So Larry's with him, and he's just going to be just real happy to take him a doe and have some venison for the table. But right now I'm going to sit down, going to cover up, and it's one of them games. We hurry up and wait. And I always say patience kills, so hopefully it kills the deer and not me. Good mature buck. I have not killed a deer yet this season because of my back surgery, but I think I just put my first Illinois whitetail on the ground. And I heard him crashing right down in there.
Well, that's the end of the show for tonight. As you've seen, it is pitch dark out here. I got a little bit of work. You know, the good thing, I'm going to nurse this thing as long as I can with my guys with this 10-pound weight restriction. I've done called for Larry and Patrick to come help me put this guy in the old Polaris. I'll tell you what, anytime a guy can get out in the deer woods and harvest some mature deer, it don't get any better.
We didn't get any actual footage of me killing this doe. We were getting Larry and I
light after shooting.
Yeah, Larry and I are in this ground blind, and we see two bobcats, and Larry's calling them and calling them, and we have two cameras with us. When the first camera died, so we switched out lenses on the second camera and getting footage of these two bobcats coming closer to the blind and going away and everything, and then finally they take off in the woods. And then it's just too dark to film anything, so I started putting everything away, and it was right about the same time that I looked up, and this doe and two fawns are about 100-something yards away. And I took a shot, and I must have missed by probably 50 feet or something like that, because they didn't even notice it. They didn't hardly even react. They just kind of looked around. I had forgotten the fact that you can change magnification on the scope. And so finally got it turned around, and she went from being this little bitty speck in the scope to a really big speck. But this is my first deer, and I appreciate all the help that I got from Larry, from just learning just basics of hunting and all kinds of stuff, and the fact that he was actually willing to come out here with me, and even after he's tagged out in Illinois, and yes, this is the first time I've killed anything since I was like a kid shooting squirrels with my dad. So now I'm gonna learn how to get the guts out there and field dress and do all the rest of it that I actually have to do to turn it into food.
A few years back, we met some great people, Frank and Sherry Gilarducci, while we were moose hunting in Alaska. Well, the years went by, and we've hunted elk on their ranch in Colorado. We went to Africa with them for some big game hunting, and we had the privilege to be part of their quest for a bull elephant. In different parts of Africa, like Namibia, Botswana, or Zimbabwe, elephant populations are so high that they're destroying farms along with the forest for their search for food. These conflicts between humans and elephants lead some countries to offer limited elephant hunts in hoping of reining in their numbers.
Scent Blocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by IQ, center the dot for the perfect shot. Block, history's toughest target. And Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. Scent Blocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Winchester Rifles and Shotguns. Trust your hunt to a Winchester. Mission Archery. Ford and your quality Ford dealers. The Redemption Muzzleloader from LHR Sporting Arms, made for a lifetime, not for a season. And Gilbreth's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of Scent Blocker Most Wanted.
And when it comes to camouflage, it's more than just a color. It's one of the tools I use in my success on all the hunts that I go on. My Mossy Oak Breakup Infinity blends in anywhere I go, from the west to the south to the north. It'll never let me down. It'll keep critters from seeing me, and I know it will you too. Mossy Oak Breakup Infinity. It's a lifestyle.
Over in New Mexico, well, Larry's trying to throw a rage through one of North America's most iconic big game animals. Every time he thought he was closing in, the surprisingly fleet-footed beast would break away. What seemed at first to be an easy hunt has turned into an all-day trek in this arid part of the Southwest. Now that he's got the herd back in sight, the only thing he needs is for that wind just to let up, and he might just get a shot.
Something I always wanted to do, and it was time like this. It's not a celebration time, and time of thankfulness. Thank you, sir.
Shooting, man.
What an unbelievable animal.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Unbelievable animal. I tell you, this is always been a dream. I want to take all the North American big game animals one time or another. There lays a bison right there. Well, he's done now. The rage did his job, so let's have a look at him. Man, you talk about just an unbelievable animal. As close as I've ever been to a buffalo, believe it or not. Now the work begins. You know, I've shot moose, elk, caribou, big animals. I've never seen anything as immense as this. So we've definitely, as the old cliche goes, the work is yet to come.